Live from the WAME News Center, this is the 6 o'clock news. Iredell County's trusted news leader with Bryson Davis.
Good evening. This is the WAME 6 o'clock news. I'm Bryson Davis. We start this evening with a search underway for a missing teenager in Cleveland. According to the Iredell County Sheriff's Office, Gideon Andrew Ferguson, age 14, was reporting missing yesterday. Deputies say he was last seen around 4 o'clock p.m. at his residence on Watermoss Drive in Cleveland. Authorities say multiple resources have been deployed in the search, including K-9 units and drones, as deputies work to locate the teen. This morning during the WAME Morning Show, Darren Campbell provided an update on the situation, saying deputies continue to actively search the area and are following up on all available leads.
A lot of stuff going on. The most pressing things, if you go on our Facebook, we have a 14-year-old individual from yesterday we're trying to locate. Been working it all night, missing from a residence. Obviously, we are searching everything that we can. But if you see it, go on there, share it. Be on the eyes if you're, or be on the lookout if you're out towards Watermoss, which is on 70 Bethesda, in that area. And we'll continue to do the search all day.
But it's in Iredell, right?
It's in Iredell,
even though it's a Cleveland address.
Even though it's a Cleveland address, that's correct.
Okay.
Law enforcement is urging anyone who may have seen Gideon or has information about his whereabouts to call 911 immediately. The search remains ongoing. A break-in at a storage facility in Mooresville has led to felony charges after an investigation by the Iredell County Sheriff's Office. According to Sheriff Darren Campbell, deputies responded Friday, January 11th to affordable storage located off Oak Ridge Farm Highway after a customer discovered their storage unit had been broken into. Several personal items were reported missing. Detective Henderson took over the investigation and renewed surveillance video from the storage facility. Sheriff Campbell said the video showed a suspect vehicle, providing investigators with a key lead in the case. Deputies were able to trace that vehicle to a residence in Statesville. Authorities say detectives contacted the registered owner at the home and located the suspect, along with several items reported stolen from the storage unit. As a result of the investigation, 53-year-old Arthur Lee Oxendale of Statesville was arrested and charged with felony breaking and entering, felony larceny and breaking and entering, and felony possession of burglary tools. Oxendale was transported to the Iredell County Detention Center, where he was denied bond due to an already being out on bond for previous charges. The investigation remains ongoing. Deputies are also investigating a break-in at the home of NASCAR legend Greg Biffle. More on what investigators are saying after the break.
In my heart, I knew something was wrong with my little girl. She was always tired and spent a lot of time in the bathroom. When the pediatrician said she had stopped growing, it was clear this wasn't just stress or growing pains. A friend told us about the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. They really came through and connected us with a specialist. Now we have a diagnosis and a plan. You know your child best. Go with your gut. Visit spillyourguts.org to learn more.
Hey, Joe, working again? Retirement was boring, huh?
Not boring. Expensive. Food, medicine, rent. Social Security just isn't enough.
I know, and that's why I used benefitscheckup.org. It connected me to an extra $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month?
Benefitscheckup.org is a free service from the National Council on Aging.
Free? I'm going to benefitscheckup.org today.
Sheriff's deputies are investigating a reported break-in and theft at the Mooresville home of the late NASCAR driver Greg Biffle. According to the Iredell County Sheriff's Office, the burglary was reported on January 8th at Biffle's estate in Mooresville. Investigators say someone forcibly entered the home and gained access to a safe inside the residence. Deputies say approximately $30,000 in cash, a backpack, firearms, and personal memorabilia were taken during the break-in. Officials confirm no arrests have been made and the investigation remains ongoing. Detectives are reviewing digital evidence and conducting interviews as they work to identify a suspect. Authorities say no one was inside the home at the time of the reported break-in, and the residence was last known to be secure earlier that afternoon. Sheriff Campbell addressed the case this morning on the WAME Morning Show.
Had the thing come out that's all over the other media about there was a robbery or burglary at Greg Biffle's house.
It was a breaking and entering at Biffle's house. I believe occurred on the 7th of January. It was last week. Right now, we know of about $30,000. A couple of sortie guns, wow. Some NASCAR memorabilia. That's a big word.
It is a big word.
But NASCAR things.
Yeah.
And a backpack, which most likely the stuff was put into a backpack.
Makes sense.
Detectives are working, doing interviews, and I've seen a couple comments. Check who knew the reason some of the information was known about the exact amounts, because somebody seen it that had authority to see it, or was the caretaker at the time knew about how much was there, and so that's how we know an approximation of what was going.
Do they not have cameras on a property like that?
We are checking digital. We are checking all digital evidence. We are. Some people do have them connected, and some people do not.
Biffle, a retired NASCAR Cup Series driver and winner of 19 career races, died last month along with his wife, 2 children, and 3 others when their plane crashed while attempting to return to Statesville Regional Airport. A public memorial service honoring Biffle and the other victims is scheduled for Friday in Charlotte. The Sheriff's Office says anyone with information related to the break-in is encouraged to contact investigators. An update tonight in a violent hammer assault case first reported last week as investigators released new details and formal charges. According to court documents, 41-year-old Anthony Cornell Brown is now charged with felony attempted first-degree murder, felony robbery with a dangerous weapon, felony second-degree kidnapping, felony larceny of a motor vehicle, misdemeanor communicating threats, and misdemeanor crime of domestic violence. Investigators have identified the victim as Randall Warren. A search warrant states that Brown had been staying at Warren's home after the two met online. Warren told the Iredell County Sheriff's Office that Brown was initially invited to stay at the residence, but later refused to leave. According to the warrant, Warren said that on the morning of the reported assault, he asked Brown to leave the home, sparking an argument. Warren told deputies that Brown then grabbed a hammer and threatened to kill him if he did not open a gun safe inside the house. Warren reported that after opening the safe, Brown struck him multiple times in the head and face with the hammer. Investigators say Brown then took the keys to Warren's 2008 Toyota Camry and fled the scene. Authorities say Brown was arrested later the same day in Charlotte with assistance from the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. Warren's vehicle was also recovered in Charlotte. The investigation remains ongoing, and all charges are pending further court proceedings. Coming up, a Taylorsville man faces dozens of felony charges after a series of catalytic converter thefts in Alexander County. Details after the break.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
A Taylorsville man is facing dozens of felony charges following an investigation into a series of catalytic converter thefts in Alexander County. According to the Alexander County Sheriff's Office, 42-year-old David Wayne Mesamore was arrested Tuesday, January 13th by sheriff's deputies. Investigators say Mesamore is charged with 12 counts of felony larceny of motor vehicle parts, 7 counts of injury to personal property, and first-degree trespass. The investigation began on December 29th after deputies received reports of multiple catalytic converters being cut from vehicles. Authorities say several vehicles were damaged during the thefts, prompting an immediate investigation. On January 12th, deputies received another report of a catalytic converter theft at a separate location. Investigators believe the incidents were connected, allowing them to further narrow their focus. As a result of the investigation, deputies with the Alexander County Sheriff's Office, assisted by North Carolina Probation and Parole, arrested Mesamore on January 13th. Mesamore was transported to the Alexander County Detention Center, where he was placed under a $280,000 secured bond. His first court appearance is scheduled for January the 20th in Alexander County District Court. The Sheriff's Office says the investigation remains ongoing and additional charges are possible. A North Carolina racing legend is getting one of the sport's highest honors. Taylorsville native Harry Gant will soon take his place in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Harry Gant will be inducted as part of the class of 2026 into the NASCAR Hall of Fame during a ceremony in Charlotte later this month. Harry Gant, now 85, earned induction from the Hall's Modern Era ballot following a standout career that included 18 NASCAR Cup Series victories and 21 wins in what is now the Xfinity Series. He also captured 2 Southern 500 victories and became known for his longevity, winning races well into his 50s and setting records as one of the oldest drivers to win at NASCAR's highest level. His racing career began on short tracks across North Carolina before he made his first Cup Series start in 1973. Gant rose to national prominence in the 1980s and early 90s, becoming a fan favorite behind the wheel of the iconic number 33 Skull Bandit car. He earned the nicknames Handsome Harry and Mr. September, highlighted by a remarkable stretch of 4 consecutive Cup Series wins in 1991. Beyond his victories, Gant was widely respected for his consistency, competitiveness, and longevity during more than 2 decades at NASCAR's top levels. His induction places him among an elite group of drivers who helped shape the history of the sport. Gant will officially be inducted on January 23rd in Charlotte, with the ceremony celebrating both his on-track success and his lasting legacy in NASCAR. That's a look at today's top stories here on WAME. Thanks for joining us this evening, and we appreciate you watching. Have a great night.
Stay informed. Stay ahead. WAMEnews.com. Social and